Okay, so we're just going to continue on this, and the next question is we're asked for the mean once again. So we're going to get the mean. There's 5 employees in a small business. We can see that most employees earn from, let's say, 35,800 to 45,000, and we have Mr. E here is a very big earner. Okay, so what we can do is we can first calculate the mean. Now the mean is the average, alright? So what we can do is we can just add them all together. 45,000 plus 35,800, 35,800 plus 42,800. We're going to add on 45,000, and then we can add 170,600. Add all them together in a calculator, and remember there's 5 employees, so we're just going to divide all that by 5. So in it goes into the calculator. 42,800 plus 45,000 plus 170,000. Just always double check your figures, okay? Because you don't want to be giving away any easy marks, okay? So we're just going to press equals and then divide that answer by 5, and what we're going to get is the average is going to be the mean is going to be 67,000. Mean, also known as X bar, is going to be 67,840. Okay. Now, the next thing we're asked to do is find the median. Now, the median is the middle person. Now, there's only 5 people in this company, so it's very easy to know who the middle person is. Okay, so you just draw your figures again, and you know that the middle person is going to be the third person. Divide 5 by 2, you get 2.5. Round 2.5 up, it's the third person. Okay. So third person is this person here. So we need to arrange them in order of size. So Mr. B earns the lowest, Mr. C earns the second lowest, Mr. A and D can share third and fourth, and Mr. E is the fifth. Therefore, the median is going to be the middle person, which is the third person. Median is going to be 45,000. Okay. Now the mode is the most common value. And as you can see, 45,000 comes up twice, so the mode is also going to be 45,000. Now, which does not give a fair average? Now, the one that doesn't get the fair average is the mean. Now, the reason why the mean doesn't give a fair average is basically, if I was to tell you you have a mean salary of this company of 67,840, you sort of come under the impression that everybody's going to be earning around 67,000, but that's not the case. Mr. E is a big earner in comparison to everybody else, so what Mr. E's presence does is it drags up the mean to a level that is unpredictable, right? So he's almost like, we call Mr. E an outlier in the word outlier, so that basically is he's not the established norm or the established pattern, and therefore he can skew or basically disrupt the normal results of the mean. Okay. Now, the mean of 5 numbers is 15. So that means 15 multiplied by 5. That means their total must be 75. Okay. The numbers are in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. Now the key thing to remember ratios is just add them all. So 1 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 6, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. So these are all going to be 15ths, okay? So the first person is going to get 1 15th, the second person is going to get 2 15ths, 3 15ths, 4 15ths, and 5 15ths of the money. Now you know that you want the smallest number, so that's 1 15th of the money, so that's going to be 1 over 15 multiplied by 75, 1 15th of the money, and that's going to get you your €5, okay? So 75 divided by 15 goes 5 times, so 5. Okay? Sorry, not €5, just number 5. Now, number 7. In order to do this, we again have to arrange them in order of size. So the smallest number I'm seeing is 2 4s. Okay, so we'll start off with 4. 4. We have 1 5. We have a 6. We have an 8. 2 8s. 8 8. We have 3 9s. 9 9 9. And we have a 10. And we have a 12. Okay. The next thing we'll be asked to do is we need to find the median. Now, the median is the middle number. So let's count how many numbers we had in the first place. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, 10, 11. Now because we have 11, we have a middle person, and the middle person is going to be the sixth number, okay? The sixth number, okay, which is going to be the number 8. So 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. Rounded up, it's the sixth person. And remember, because it's an odd number, it's a middle one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The median is going to be 8. Okay? So the answer to part I is going to be 8. 8 equals the median. Now, the next thing we're looking for is the upper quartile. Now, the upper quartile, known as Q3, is going to be 3/4 of it. Multiply 3/4 by 11, because Q3 is the third quartile, or the third quarter. So we get 11 multiplied by 3 divided by 4, and what you're going to get is 8.25. 8.25. You're going to round 8.25 up, and it's going to be the ninth person. Okay, so the ninth person, if you look at my number 9 here, it's going to be directly underneath. So the ninth Q3 is actually going to be 9. Okay, so Q3 is going to be 9. The next thing we got to do is we got to find out what Q1 is, which is the third person, which is the first quartile. Q1 is 1/4 of 11, or 11 divided by 4. And divide 11 by 4, you get 2.75. Round 2.75 upwards to the third person. So all you have to do is find out where is the third person on this list. You go upwards again, and you realize it's the number 5. So Q1, which is the first quartile. Q1 equals 5. Okay, so that's quite handy. Next question, number 8. Provided number 7 was done. Yeah, number 8. 10 men travelled. So 10 men travelled to watch a rugby match. The mean age of the men was 25. So that means if you multiply 25 by 10, their total of all their ages was 250 years. Okay. The range of the ages was 6. So that means the highest minus the lowest age was 6. Write a statement below and then write next to it whether it is true or false. Write each statement below. Okay, so the youngest man was 18 years old. Okay, if the youngest man was 18, that means that the oldest person is 6 years older, which makes him 24. 24 is below the mean age, therefore it's got to be false. That can't be true, okay? Next one. The men were at least 20 years old. So if you take that the youngest was 20, therefore the oldest was 26. Okay? And remember, there's 10 of them, so imagine all of them. So if the youngest is 20, so we know the total has to be 250, okay? So it's 250 minus 20 minus 26. So that means the other 8 people have to add up to, other 8 people had to add up to 204. So what we're going to do is divide 204 by 8 to see what age the rest of them would have to be. And the rest of them would have to be average 25.5 years old. And that's actually quite doable because the oldest is 26. We could have several people on 26. So this one is okay. Next one. The oldest person was 4 years older than the youngest. The person was 4 years older than the youngest. Okay, so 4 years older than the youngest. That's false because the range is 6 years, so it can't be 4 years, it has to be 6 years. Every man was between 20 and 26 years old. That is also false. But it could be true as well. That actually can be true because we could have one person on 20, the last person, we could have more than one on 26, and then we could just have the amount of ages in between to make it balance out. So that could be true. Okay, so that'd be answer to that one's part 2. The answer to this one here would be false. So this is false. This one could be true. This one is true, and this one is false. Okay. Now, we're going to write down the modal number. Okay, so the modal number, Ian had 16 boxes of matches. Here, the matches here. He counted the number of matches in each box. The table below gives his results. So what we can say is the most popular number, the boxes, 7 boxes had 42 matches. Okay, so that means that 42 matches are going to be the modal number. The modal means the most common, or the mode. Okay, the most common result was 42. Okay, so that means the answer to the first part is going to be 42. What is the median number of matches per box? Now the median, there's 16 boxes. 16 is an even number. Okay, and because 16 is an even number, there's a middle 2 people. So divide 16 by 2, you get 8 boxes. So therefore it has to be the average of the 8th and 9th. Because remember, it's an even number, so it has a middle 2. So 8 and 9th divided by 2. So let's find out where the 8th and 9th boxes are. So the first 2 boxes are in here, and the first 9 boxes, so 1 and 2 are 41, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all in 42. So the 8th and the 9th box both had 42 matches inside them. 42 plus 42 divided by 2 is 42. So the median number of matches per box is also 42. Now the next thing we got to do is calculate the mean. Okay, now to calculate the mean, we're going to use the calculator once again. Now, because this one is a frequency table, what I mean by frequency table is it tells you that there's lots of results with the same answer. So for instance, 2 boxes of 41, 7 boxes of 42. This is a case that we need the frequency on. Now the number of boxes or number of people is known as the frequency, alright? So this is the frequency. Okay, so to turn the frequency on in your calculator, what we gotta do, we did this earlier, but we'll try it again. You go to shift, you go to the setup, so shift setup, you press the down button until you find the stat. Stat mode is number 3. That's what you see there. Excuse me. 3 is stat. And the frequency is going to be on. So you want number 1 for the frequency to be on. Okay, so that's what you do there. Now, the next thing is calculate the mean number of matches per box. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to go back into our stat mode. Okay, so we're going to press mode. Okay, so once we press mode, we're going to go to mode number 2, because number 2 is stat mode. Okay, we're going to go for 1 variable. So number 1 is 1 variable, because we only have 1 variable, which is the number of matches in the box. And then once we have that, we're going to have our usual. Okay, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have a load of numbers. Okay, and we're going to have x, which is the number of matches, and frequency is how many boxes had that many matches in them. Okay, so the first one is going to be 41. So we had 41 matches, and this happened twice. The second one's going to be 42, and this happened 7 times. The third one's going to be 43. This happened 4 times, and 44, and 44, which happened 3 times. Okay, so you just input that into your calculator. Okay, and make sure if you're looking to get across to the frequency sign, you press the right button here. The right button means right and left will take you right and left, and up and down will take you basically up and down the column. Okay, so just please remember that. Okay, so you want 2 for the frequency here. You always press 2 followed by equals. Okay, so the equals button always saves it. So 42 equals, I press the right button, 7 equals, then we have 43 equals, press the equals button, 4 equals, and then press 44 equals, and then 3 equals. Now once you've done that, what you need to do next is you go down to the AC button, clear the AC button, so press AC, and what AC here will do is AC will basically save your information. Once again, press shift, which activates the yellow buttons, then go to stat, which is number 1, and then go to number 4, which is you want to be on the variables, FAR, variables. And once you get variables, what you can do then is press number 2, which is the mean, and then you'll find that x bar equals 42.5, and that's the answer in the back of the book there. Okay, so next one is number 10, Alan has 6 different trees in a small garden. He's a keen gardener and wishes to know how many trees his neighbours have. He records the number of trees in each garden on his road. What is the modal group? The modal group, now remember, group, the word group means the range. So this is the group 3 to 7, the group 8 to 12, the group 13 to 17, and the group 18 to 22. What is the modal group? The modal group is 8 to 12 because it has 9 gardens, okay, which is the most popular one. Which interval does the median lie? The median is the middle value, okay? So to get the middle value, what we need to do is we need to add them all up together. So 4 plus 9 plus 5 plus 3. So what we're going to get is 4 plus 9 plus 5 plus 3, and we get 21. Now if there's 21 people, there's a middle one because it's an odd number. So 21 divided by 2, that'll get you 10.5. Round that up. So therefore, it's going to be the 11th garden, okay? So the first 4 are located here, and number 5 all the way to 13 is located in between 8 to 12. So the 11th garden is located in the 8 to 12 region, okay? The 8 to 12 region. Estimate the mean number of trees per garden, correct to 1 decimal place. Now, an estimation, okay? An estimation means you're going to use the mid-interval values, okay? So the mid-interval values, you're going to assume that they're all, you got to get the middle of each one. Now to get the middle of a value, you add the upper value, the lower value, which is 3, plus the upper value, and you divide by 2. Therefore the middle is 5. So the middle of this one is 5. Add 8 plus 12 together, you get 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 13 plus 17 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 18 plus 22 is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Okay, so now you know the middle values. The next thing you can do is calculate the mean. Okay, so what we'll do is you have a frequency table again. So what you can do is you can just go into your calculator again. So what we'll do here is when you go into your calculator, which is here, okay, and we'll just bring it over for a second. Okay, so the calculator, exact same as the usual trick. You're going to go into you're going to go press AC. Okay, reset it. Then you're going to press mode, and you're going to press number 2 for stat, which we've done already. You're going to do one variable, as we've done, and we're going to have a frequency chart. So what you're going to have here is the following, okay? So what you're going to have is you're going to have 1, 2, 3. There's only 4 of them here, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll write it down here: 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have X, and you're going to have frequency to the right. So all you're going to do here is write down the following. You're going to put 5 and 4, 10 and 9, 15 and 5, and 20 and 3. Okay, so just put these in. 5 equals 4 equals, press 10 equals, 9 equals, 15 equals, 5 equals, 20 equals, and press 3 equals. Now once you have that, all you gotta do next is just quickly rub that out. Press the AC button. Once you press the AC button, you're gonna press the shift button, the stat button. So shift stat. You're gonna press number 4 for variable, number 4, and then you're gonna look for the mean. The mean is going to be 2, and when you press 2, your answer will be 11.67. Okay, so you're looking for 11.67 as your mode. You're going to round it off to 1 decimal place, so you're going to get 11.67 as your mean. Round it up, and the answer for your mean is going to be 11.7. Okay, next one. Find the mean and standard deviation for the following numbers. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, so what we gotta do first is, when you're definitely, like, you can do the mean fairly handily just using normal calculation modes, but the standard deviation not so much. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go we're gonna press mode. So once again, put this here. Okay, feel free to skip at this stage if you know how to do them. So where you're going to press is mode, and then you're going to click number 2 for stats. You're going to do one variable, so press number 1 for one variable, and then you're going to have your usual chart to write with 1. There's 5 numbers in this equation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then you're going to have your x and your frequency. Now all the frequencies are going to be 1, so the frequencies don't really matter. Okay, so just press 7 equals, 11 equals, 6 equals, 8 equals, and 13 equals. Okay, just input all your numbers. Okay, you don't need to even arrange them in size. Okay, that doesn't matter. 8 and 13. Once you have that done, press the AC button, press shift, stat, then press number 4 for variable. Okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to calculate the mean. So the mean is x bar, which is number 2. And once you press the number 2 button, what you end up getting is you get 9. So the mean is 9. Okay, once you got that as number 9, all you gotta do is just press the AC button again. Okay, press the AC button, go through the exact same procedure, shift, stat, variable being number 4, and then all you gotta do is press number 3, and number 3 is delta x, which is the standard deviation. So delta x, and we want to give our answer correct to 1 decimal place, so press 3. The answer is going to be 2.607. Replace that to 1 decimal place, and your answer is going to be 2.6. Okay, next one. The time taken by 16 students to run 100 meters are shown below. Work out the mean and standard deviation of this data, correct to 1 decimal place in each case. Alright, so in this case we're going to need a frequency table. Okay, so 11 by 2, 12 by 5, 13 by 6, 14 by 5. Okay, so we're going to work out the mean and standard deviation once again just using the calculator. Okay, so standard deviation, once standard deviation is involved, the calculator is the much safer bet. Okay, so we've done enough of these to know that we're going to go into modes. Once again we're going to go into stats, make sure that it's in stat mode, one variable, and we should have our frequency table. Now just look at, you should know by now how to get the frequency back up if you aren't a regular user of the frequency table. Okay, so x and frequency, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it should be 4 of them here. So what we're going to have is 11 twice, so press 11 equals, followed by 2 equals. Next we're going to press 12 equals. 12 equals, press the right button. Once you press the right button, it's going to be 5 equals. And then we're going to get 13 equals, 6 equals, and then we're going to be left with 14 equals and 3 equals. Okay, so we're going to get 13 and 6, 14 and 3. Now remember, this case the number of students is the frequency. Okay, and the time, the variable, is x. So remember, the variable is always x. Press the AC button, as you always do. The AC button clears the data. Press shift, stat. Okay, so shift and stat. Stat is number 2. Shift and stat. Press the number 4 for variable. And the variable we're looking for is the mean, and the mean is x bar. Press 2, and what answer we get there is 12.625. Okay, once again reset it. Press the AC button, press shift, press stat, press variable, which is number 4, then press number 3 for the standard deviation, and once you press that you're going to get delta x, and the standard deviation is going to be equal to 0.927. Okay, now for each once you get rid of this calculator here, we're just going to get rid of it for a minute. We want to correct to 1 decimal place in each case, so the mean is going to be 12.6 and the standard deviation is going to be 0.9. Okay, so 12.6 and 0.9. Okay, Now, final question of the exercise is there are scores of 2 players over 6 rounds of golf. Okay. Now, golf. Calculate the mean score for each player. Okay. So what we can do is we'll just do both of them separately. Okay. So we'll do, once again, you'll just go in and do a standard calculation for the mean of Rory on its own, and then do Darren on his own. Okay, so what's going to happen is when we do Rory on its own, we're going to go through the usual. We're going to go into our stat mode, one variable, and then we're just going to put in Rory's rounds: 87, 69, 80, 86, 84, and 80. Okay, once you do that, you're just going to go into your variables and you're going to check out what the mean is. The mean of Rory's rounds, Rory's mean is 81. Okay, so his X bar is going to be 81. While you're getting his X bar, you might as well get the standard deviation there. There's no point inputting the data in twice. Alright, so standard deviation, his standard deviation is going to be 6. Alright, so Rory's standard deviation is 6. Now we're going to enter in Darren's. So to enter in Darren's, you'd have to go from start. So go to mode, stat mode, one variable, okay, and then enter all of Darren's ones. So 77, 91, 90, 85, 67, and 70. Okay. Now, what we can say here is we can go to variables, which is number 4, and then we find out the mean. Now, we know that Darren's mean is 80. Okay, so Darren's mean turns out to be 80. Okay, so go for 80. Okay, and Darren's standard deviation. Okay, stat variable standard deviation is number 3, and Darren's standard deviation is 9.34. Now, we calculate the mean score of each player. We use our calculator to find the standard deviations for each player. Use the data to state who do you think is the better player. Now, on average, Darren has a lower mean. So if you're to average over 6 tournaments, Darren has a lower mean. Now, what we can also say is that Darren has more lower scores. So for instance, Darren has 67, he has a 70. Okay, while Rory only got below, let's say, in the 70 region once. Okay, so Darren, if you're to talk about like 2 tournaments out of 6, Darren's more likely to win it, and Darren's mean is lower. But if you're to say about consistency, now the consistency has something to do with the standard deviation. Darren has a much higher standard deviation. Okay, so basically when Darren plays golf, when he has a bad day, he has a really bad day. So for instance, when he has a good day, he has a very good day. So Darren has been known to get 90, 91 and 90s, while Rory's highest score is 86 and 87. So Rory isn't really as good as Darren, I'd say, because Darren has potential for more higher scores more often. But then again, when Darren has a bad day, he has a really bad day. Okay, so give a reason for your answer. I'd say Darren is a better player because he scores lower scores more often. Some people will say Rory is a more consistent player, but then again, Darren's more likely to win more tournaments than Rory due to his lower score of 67 to Rory's 69. And the other thing is Darren also has 2 low scores, 67 and 70.